where best friends and next-door neighbors, Willow and Lillian, spill the tea on murder, mysteries, and other things that go bump in the night. So get your favorite teacup ready, and let's get into it. Welcome to Cruelty Podcast. This is Lillian, and with me is Merris.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome
Merris.
to the podcast.
Oh, that was something.
I did it. I made a hello.
I'm gonna trigger warning this right away.
Okay.
Trigger warning for religious stuff, the Bible, Donald Trump, politics, sexual assault, child sexual assault, and all manner of vile nonsense.
Wow, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, and if you may be going, Lillian, I'm tired of politics, but I don't give a shit.
Wow.
Then you can click away. I don't know, I'm just done.
Wow.
Because this is an interesting episode.
Okay.
And if you... and the hate mail I got last time was fun. So.
Oh, are you gonna get more? You think?
Yeah.
Do you have
So-
feelings about that, or?
Oh, I'll get to it.
Okay.
So, hello. Today is my last Dumpy Trumpy episode, hopefully for forever.
Mm-hmm.
Though I'm sure I will do a horrible history on this dude at some point. But election hype and all, and Reddit. Yes, Reddit has sucked me into more rabbit holes than I care to admit, and this was one.
Uh-huh.
So enjoy. And it is weird.
Okay.
So, I'm not Christian, and honestly don't practice any religion. It all sounds very exhausting to me.
Yeah, I'm agnostic. My answer to everything is I don't know. I don't know.
Samesies. I do believe in God and the afterlife, and that's about all I know. So, yeah, I guess I just don't think God cares if I do or do not believe in God. And the only thing I worship is spaghetti because it is delicious.
Right.
And not the flying spaghetti monster that's stupid. I mean literal fucking spaghetti. So we're clear.
Yeah.
So I'm going to admit to y'all that I have ignored Bible prophecy stuff because, okay, if you were a 90s kid, you are going to remember that Christianity tried desperately to do a rebrand.
Mm-hmm.
There were tons of Christian rock bands, and as Hank Hill would say, you're not making Christianity any better. You're just making rock and roll worse.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, do you remember those like Christian haunted houses?
Yeah. They because I grew up. Actually, this is kind of interesting
Oh, let's
because
hear it.
I'm from Michigan, right?
Yeah.
And Detroit had something called Devil's Night, which I learned
Hell
growing
yeah.
up that's unique to Detroit.
I mean, we celebrated it in Oklahoma because of the movie The Crow.
Yeah, but it's actually a thing. And growing up in Detroit area in the 90s, they would burn down abandoned skyscrapers and stuff, like set buildings on fire. So it was called Devil's Night, which is the night before Halloween.
Yes.
So there was like an alternative, like Angel House or something, some kind that would come up. Like they would try to.
And like King of the Hill, did they make you do manger babies or something?
No. And anyway, go on to what you were saying.
I was like, so these Christian themes. Okay, so I grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we had a famous edgy church.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was famous during the 90s called Guts.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and like the preacher was always some guy with a soul patch and spiky hair in his like late 20s, and he was like, "Hey guys, you ready to rock for Jesus?" That kind of stuff. And they put on a haunted house, and it was all like, "Ooh, abortion."
Oh yeah, that is a King of the Hill episode.
I know, and
Yeah.
"Ooh, drugs."
Yeah.
And they would show like a woman like in an abortion room, and she's like covered in blood everywhere, and there's blood all over, and she's screaming, and they're throwing around fake babies. Yeah. And like drinking and driving, and there's teenagers all smashed on the ground, and it was just really gross and dumb. And of course my dumb edgy ass went like 80 times because there was a guy who worked there I thought was hot.
Yeah.
But then at the end of one of those things, he was like, "Yeah, I'm just here to like, rock for Jesus," or some dumb shit. And I was like, "Oh, gross." And then we didn't bang, which is good. It's for the best. But yeah, they just tried to scare you into loving Jesus, which is a clearly very healthy and normal thing to do. And then there were those books, the Left Behind books.
I didn't read them. I know about them.
I didn't read that shit.
Yeah.
Because my dad who has bad taste in literally everything. He just fucking loved them. And he wasn't even religious. But if it was a popular thing, he loved Tom Clancy. He loved that Da Vinci Code, Dan Brown shit.
That's the only like popular book I've ever read. I've read the Da Vinci Code and I'm mad about it.
It was dumb as hell.
It read like a dumb like blockbuster movie.
Yeah, and everybody said things like "word on the street."
And then there was the albino bad guy. Like
Okay,
that.
so-
That's a bad trope.
What I will never forget is that how he would talk to my poor child ass about them all the time on the way to school while Rush Limbaugh played in the background, and my dad wonders why I have dad issues and don't like him, as he literally listened to a guy in front of his daughter dunk on women for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Anyway, but he would be telling me about these books. He's like, okay, imagine this.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad does talk like this, by the way.
This is an accurate impression.
You were on a plane, okay? And he's just flying along. And then suddenly, most people on plane just disappear. They're gone. Blink your eyes, they're gone. Their clothes are on the ground, but they're gone.
Sure hope the pilot's still there. I hope he was a bad guy.
Nope, pilot's gone.
Damn it.
The plane is going down. He's like, because it's the rapture.
Okay, well, I guess
And
I'm
I
dead.
said, because I was raised holy without religion, I went, it's the what? And then he explained it, and I said, that's mean. Why are we doing, I don't get it.
See, I didn't know what it was because Catholics don't have the rapture. That's not a thing we have.
No, Catholics believe you're all evil.
Yeah.
And you should suffer
Mortal
here
sin, yeah.
during the tribulation as
right.
God
the
intends.
tribunal, yeah.
The tribunal? You mean Amalexia, Vivek, and Sothasil from Elder Scrolls?
That's my real religion.
True.
Yeah.
Actually, I worship the Sharmat Dagoth Ur, who will drive the Imperial dogs from Morrowind. Anyway, enough nerd shit. So that's about all I knew about the Antichrist until today, I guess. So is Trump the Antichrist? I mean, yeah.
Wait. Do you spoilers?
Nah, I'm just going to straight up say it. If we go by the kind of definition of the Antichrist, it means against Christ and his teachings and the Lord, thy God.
Uh-huh.
And I can't think of anyone more vile who does more least Christian things than that orange turd.
Well, like, what about that Mongolian guy, like the Genghis Khan? He was really bad, right?
Well, here's what's cool, and the Bible says this too, is that those aren't considered Antichrist. They're considered the 7 kings that now are in hell. And they were rulers upon the earth that were evil and like precursors to the Antichrist. So they're the anticipation of the Antichrist.
This is cool lore.
Indeed. I'm treating it like video game lore, or I wouldn't have been able to learn about it.
Okay.
But we'll get into all of that because I read the Bible.
Really?
Indeed. For this, I studied the Bible. I listened to hours of biblical scholars on the subject. And I have put together the passages from the Bible about the Antichrist that apply to Trump, and it's most of them.
Yeah.
Donald Jorts Trump really sucks. He has raped kids, women, made foul comments, lusted after his own daughter by saying his nasty inside thoughts.
He's a felon.
He's a criminal. He's betrayed our country by being flippant with a bunch of secret documents. He's lied, cheated, stolen, not paid contractors for work they did, said a bunch of nasty racist stuff, anti-queer, possibly insane.
Epstein, yeah.
Yeah, too old for the job. And I could go on, but I won't because I'm tired. I mean, I think all of this alone is Antichrist material.
It's certainly a supervillain.
It's like a Lex Luthor.
Just general crime stuff and all that Russian mafia things.
Oh, well, I will be doing a horrible history on Trump, but it's probably going to be a 2-parter, and it'll probably be after the election because I hate him. And I'm tired of his flappy butthole-ish mouth.
And like that $2 billion is like that, what's his name? Jared Kushner and the $2 billion. And the $10 million from the Egyptians. It's like the list goes on.
The list does go on because he's a foul cunt. Yeah. And he'll even tell you himself in his own words. So I'm no biblical scholar, but y'all, I did the research on this one, and I'm a bit convinced. So anyway, we're going to talk about it. So onwards. To note, people have accused sitting presidents and ex-presidents of being the Antichrist a lot. Obama and Bush W. are 2 examples. With that out of the way, let's get stupid.
Yeah, this is more my speed.
Let's start with 15 Bible verses related to the Antichrist to keep us off that road to perdition, my friends. Number 1, the Antichrist will come in his own name and be accepted. John 5:43. In this part of the Bible, Jesus told the Pharisees, who were the religious leaders of the day, that although they rejected him, Jesus, that someone would come in his own name and be accepted. That means a bad person. Trump, by the time he got into politics, had already achieved worldwide fame. So that means he came in his own name.
Yeah, he had stakes, you know?
Yeah. God, the Trump stakes.
Yeah.
He has merch.
And those fake colleges.
Yeah, and like you can buy like an angel flag now. Doesn't even have the right number of stars on it. Anyway, and he has train stations and town squares named after him in Israel, which I did not know. Remember, the Bible takes place in the Middle East, so these connections are super important.
Yeah.
Donnie Jorts' image appears on a temple coins alongside some king I can't remember the name of. In addition, the evangelical Christians in the U.S. have accepted Trump, even though he is one of the least godly and Christian men I have ever seen.
Yeah.
He is a rapist and a huge slut in general.
He is on coins, that's true.
The Bible hates sluts.
Yeah, well, Jesus was a fan of sluts.
Well, here's the deal. The Bible hates sluts and hates anything unless you accept Jesus. If you accept Jesus, then it's all good.
All right.
Then it's like, well, you can be a slut now.
Oh.
Because
he was
Jesus.
nice to him. He was nice to
He was nice to the meek, and that's the whole point. Yeah. But anyway, we're not talking about Jesus. We're talking about Donnie Jorts. So, yeah, the Bible hates sluts. Trump is touted as the savior of America. Okay, number 2. The Antichrist has the mouth of a lion. Revelations 13:2. This verse is backed up by Daniel 7:4. And what it means is that the Antichrist will roar like a lion, letting everyone know he is king of the beasts and whatever.
So somebody was really full of themselves.
Sort of. It's not quite what it means. So I'm gonna tell you what it means.
All right.
So Trump has just about straight up called himself the king of the Republican Party.
I mean, he really does control the money. So.
Yes, and sure, they're a bunch of beasts, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
What's funny in several ways is that many of the Trumpies have memed Dumpy with a lion. So it's like, did y'all not read your own book? The answer is no. They did not, in fact, read the Bible. I've read the Bible like at least a dozen times. Just so you know, because it's interesting. It's boring, but, I mean, come on, it's an important religious text. In Peter 5:8, Satan is described as a lion.
Okay.
It's just the imagery.
Right.
A lot of, like Bible stuff is all about symbolism and imagery. And the thing that people, don't understand is you can't just take one part of the Bible out and kind of cherry pick, because you literally have to take the whole text because it frequently references itself. It's just important to know. Number 3, the Antichrist is arrogant and magnifies himself above others. Daniel 8:25. And this verse is backed up by Daniel 11:36. Both verses talk about how the Antichrist is super duper arrogant. And I think this fits Trump. And if you disagree, then I don't know what to tell you besides touch grass and get therapy for your daddy issues. Trump's arrogance manifests in excessive pride in himself and contempt for other people, and I think I don't need to provide examples. Turn on the TV once. One time. Number 4, the Antichrist is extremely boastful. Daniel 7:8, and this is backed up with Revelation 13:5. Trump do be bragging on himself. In addition, he inflates his triumphs and straight up makes up lies about how awesome he is. He is a stable genius, after all.
Right.
You know, like he said he was in a helicopter crash. No, he wasn't.
Well, you got the person wrong.
I don't care.
Yeah.
He's just a liar.
Yeah. That's true.
He says he's a billionaire. I guarantee you.
I know that, like NPR, that in one speech, I don't remember the exact number, but it was over 100 in his lies. It was like 150 something.
I tell you how many lies at the end.
Oh, okay.
Indeed.
Wow.
I looked it up.
Huh.
Number 5, the Antichrist will throw truth to the ground. Daniel chapter 8, verse 12. And this verse isn't just to say that the Antichrist will be a liar pants on fire, but the truth is an alien concept and holds no value to him. And I think that is pretty self-explanatory. Trump lies like fish swim and doesn't seem to care if he's called out on his lies. He just doubles down on his bullshit. The rally sizes is a really good example. He has tried to make it seem like Kamala Harris is inflating her rally sizes.
And he's accused of like AI imagery or something.
Yes, it's not true. And then he'll say, mine were huge. And, like, they're not.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's just, like, there's direct photographic evidence, and he's saying the opposite. Trump followers often say he tells it like it is, when he is proven in 2016 to have lied over 100,000 times.
That's a lot.
Like, damn. And the thing that I love about Trump is that he has all this confidence he doesn't deserve. He's not good looking. He's not smart.
That's the thing is, like, if you, like, list out all of his bad stuff that he done, he would be, like, a supervillain, but supervillains usually look awesome.
Not all the time. Like, look at Baron Harkonnen from Dune. Looks a lot like Trump to me.
Okay.
We should put him in a little black pool and a little floaty suit.
Or that dude in Mad Max, Furiosa.
And Morton Joe?
Yeah.
I wouldn't insult Morton Joe like that. At least he was kind of ripped.
No, I'm thinking of the one where like he has all the water.
Yeah, that's in Morton Joe.
Oh, okay.
He's got guns. He's a little chunky, but he's muscular.
Oh, yeah, I guess I haven't seen the movie in a while.
I just watched Furiosa and it was badass.
Oh, I just remember him like looking like Bane with all the tubes and stuff.
Yeah, well, can I take a moment?
Yeah.
Can I take a moment and talk about what all a girl wants? All a girl wants is a war rig.
Oh, I was thinking of that song.
Yeah, but I want a war rig.
Yeah?
More than anything.
They are pretty rad. I mean, and we might be going down the Mad Max times with the climate change.
And instead of, like, the guy at the front with the guitar shooting flames, which is fucking metal as shit.
Yeah.
I want an organ player.
Yep, that's the way to go. That's what we're going to do.
I'm coming for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I've lost my place.
Oh, dear. Okay.
It's fine.
You'll find it.
Anyway, number 6, I found it. The Antichrist will deny the Father and the Son. 1 John chapter 2, verse 22. To expound this further, it doesn't mean he denies God and Jesus because he doesn't know about them, but because he rejects the truth entirely.
Right.
See point 5. Trump said when asked, like, if he asks God for forgiveness for the shitfuck stuff he does, he's like, no. Which is kind of like the whole deal with Christianity. To be fair, I don't either, but I also don't pretend to be a Christian, and I also don't rape children, or steal millions of dollars, or give our secrets to the Russians.
Right, or the Chinese, or the Iranians, like all of them, just everybody.
He's like, whose dick can I suck for money?
Yeah.
And I've been a literal whore, and I have more integrity.
Do go on.
Number 7, the Antichrist will be a vile person. Daniel, chapter 11, verse 21.
He is a vile. Check.
It is a popular misconception that the Antichrist will be very charismatic. The Bible is very clear on this and says he's a gross-ass weirdo. He lacks class and decency. He is vulgar, crass, and has no morals. He makes fun of people, makes disgusting comments about his daughter inappropriately, and of course the whole grab them by the pussy shit. It should have been over then. And then it should have been over when he made fun of a disabled reporter. Yeah. He is a vile person.
Yeah.
Number 8. The Antichrist will honor the God of forces. Now, this is the most mystical fucking bullshit part of this.
Okay. I'm strapped in, yeah.
Oh, y'all, get ready to ride the lightning. We going. I don't know what that means. The Antichrist... ride that shit. The Antichrist will, like, honor the God of forces. Daniel chapter 11, verse 28. And what this means historically. Apollo, the god of the sun, was the god of forces. Literally, like, that's what he was called.
Okay.
His name can be traced back to Apollyon, which is referenced in Revelations, and it's not good. Trump's penthouse in New York has paintings dedicated to Apollo. He has one there that is called The Triumph of Apollo, led by the Aurora. In addition, the verse mentioned being enamored with gold and silver and precious stones, just like his penthouse is festooned with all that stuff. He even has a gold fucking toilet.
Well, I mean, it's probably like gold spray painted, but yeah.
I looked it up. It's gold plated, but it's still a golden fucking toilet.
Okay.
Trump is obsessed with gold.
Yeah, I know that. I've seen the pictures, yeah.
Number 9. The Antichrist is connected to gold. Revelation chapter 13,
and then there was
18.
that statue of him in gold. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Yeah.
So this is where the famous Mark of the Beast 666 shit come from. And it is like pretty hotly debated, but this verse also talks about King Solomon, who was kind of the Antichrist of his day. He was a magician who summoned demons, after all. King Solomon was obsessed with gold. Solomon received 666 pieces of gold in a year, in like earlier Bible verse, as well of like it kind of ties it all together, basically.
Okay.
King Solomon got into the worship of the pagan solar gods, all of which are under Apollo as far as worship and like notice are concerned. So that ties back to the previous verse. In addition, look at the pictures of Trump's penthouse. Tacky, yes. Yeah. Gilded, also yes.
Very gilded, yeah.
Everything's in gold in there.
Yeah. But he's an everyman, you know?
Yeah, he's just like he's just like you and me.
Yeah.
Number 10. This is my favorite. This is creepy.
Okay.
The Antichrist is called the little horn. Daniel chapter 7 verse 8.
He got a little horn.
That's not why it's my favorite.
Oh, that's it.
In the Bible, and we love short kings here. We don't make fun of weenies. Unless we do. In the Bible, this was in reference to a type of horn that was made from the horn of an animal, usually a ram. That was an early version of the modern day trumpet. Trumpet. Get it?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So that he's called that. And when it's translated from a very specific word.
Okay.
That meant the precursor to the trumpet, the horn made out of a ram's horn. And so it's not just the word trumpet, it's a specific thing.
Okay.
That's why it's cool. I mean, or whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
Point 11. The Antichrist has a covenant with many. Daniel chapter 9, verse 27. So this refers to the Antichrist putting into place a 7-year agreement with Israel and its neighbors, referred to in the Bible as a covenant.
Okay.
After a few years, the Antichrist will break this agreement and enter the third temple.
Okay.
Trump has been talking about a Middle East plan for peace since 1987, calling it the ultimate deal, like a real asshole.
Wow.
He then called it the deal of the century later. He made good on this in 2020 with the Abraham's Accord. He said at the time he wanted to call it the Trump Accords because God forbid we talk about anything other than him for 5 minutes. Since he lost the re-election, this accord has been more solidified and moves forward to this day.
Okay.
So many of the ideas of this accord are still in motion. If he returns to power, he will likely break the deal.
Yeah.
So that will solidify him as the Antichrist.
Do we not do that?
No, we don't. We shouldn't. Basically, like the Bible is saying, don't fuck with Israel in this way.
Yeah, okay.
It doesn't mean we can't have peace. You just don't make an accord like that.
Okay. Or at least him not do it.
Well, don't let the Antichrist do it.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. Okay.
Number 12. The Antichrist will disguise himself as an angel of light. Corinthians chapter 11, verse 15. This is to suggest that the Antichrist will seem like a supporter of Christianity, but is in fact, lying. Got that image of your head of Trump holding the Bible upside down?
Yeah, that's bad.
Good.
Yeah.
Just last week, John Jr., Trump's son, said we don't need the Bible or God's teachings. I mean, I do agree, but not in the same light he was portraying it as. He was implying that all we need is Trump.
Yeah.
So Donnie Jorts' son was trying to sway Christians away from their God and their faith, which is like real Satan-like behavior. The Antichrist will seem like he stands up for traditional family values, and Trump does this, obviously. He demonizes single mothers, queer folks, and as things that are not representative of family values. He stacked the Supreme Court with anti-abortion cunts. As a result, if I were assaulted and got pregnant, I would now have to leave the state and take care of it.
Oh, and did you see that stat that there was 56,000 more abortions since they've done the reversal of Roe versus Wade?
Yes.
56,000 more abortions this year since the reversal.
And I'm going to explain why.
Yeah.
It's not because people have less values, as you want to put it, or don't respect life as much as other people want to say. It's because places like Planned Parenthood in red states were shut down.
Utah, like the restriction of healthcare, there's like one gynecologist there or something like that.
Yes, and so that means women could not afford couldn't afford to get birth control.
Yeah, they couldn't get the healthcare they needed.
Which would have prevented what?
Abortion.
Is it like abortions it would have prevented?
Yes, if they had access to healthcare.
The rise of deaths from breast cancer have skyrocketed because these women now don't have affordable treatment or diagnosis places like Planned Parenthood.
Because they don't have access to health.
And if you think it was ever about saving babies, you're wrong. It is about the subjugation of women.
Yep.
Yeah. So, where was it at? Okay, yeah. Trump was a Democrat before he ran for office. Mm-hmm. He has no morals or values. He cheated on all of his wives. He literally said he wants to fuck his daughter. This is not a man of any kind of moral or family values. And I remember those memes from 2020 where Trump was saving children from a lizard-looking Hillary who was like shooting lasers out of her eyes. Mm-hmm. The very idea that Trump has ever been interested in saving anyone is laughable. And of course the court documents where he is accused of raping a 13-year-old girl and making her engage in lesbian sex acts in front of him with another 13-year-old girl, I think pretty much proves the point.
He also, and this was something that I had never heard of, that he made terrible comments about his daughter Tiffany.
Yes.
Yep.
He's foul.
Yep.
So yeah, Trump makes a mockery of Christianity. Every single Christian should reject him because he's evil as fuck. Okay.
Yep.
Here's number 13. The Antichrist will love money as it is the root of all evil. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10. Do I have to explain this? I mean, the man is just full of demons, and clearly he loves money and power more than he loves anything else, if he even loves anything else. And I mean, I agree that money is evil as fuck. Trump is greedy and gross, and here's a direct quote from the dumpy Trumpy himself. Quote, "All my life, I've been greedy, greedy, greedy for money."
Huh. Well, he just sort of says it, huh?
He always says it. That's my point.
Yeah.
The Antichrist will tell you exactly who he is. That's the point of this.
Yeah.
When he said he will come in his own name, that means he will say, I am all these things that you hate, but you're going to love me anyway. Uh-huh. False Christians. Yep, what do you call a false Christian? Doesn't have a special fun name in the...
An apostate? Or I don't know.
I don't know. The Pharisees.
No, those are like priest guys.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know the Bible very well. I know it a little bit. I know it better than most Christians. Yeah. Number 14. The Antichrist is revealed by the falling away. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. The falling away is those that leave the faith. They will be tied to revealing the son of perdition, the Antichrist. Basically saying these shitty evangelicals will follow a man that leads them from their faith. And yeah, I mean, like, look at them laud this sinful, nasty, vile man. I mean, look at how the evangelicals talked about Bill Clinton because he got a blowy in the Oval Office. And look, Clinton is a shitbag too, and that's not the point. The hypocrisy is, why does Donnie Jorts get a pass to be a rapist, but Bill Clinton didn't? And yes, Clinton is a rapist. My mom actually knew a woman he sexually assaulted. Yep. Then there are the memes of Trump being Jesus literally, being the savior of America.
Yeah. And all the Nazis that love him.
This is the falling away that verse talks about. 15. The Antichrist has the ultimate ego to call himself God. Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4. This verse states the Antichrist will be so full of himself he will call himself God, or a God on par with God. It's about having an out-of-control ego. Trump has called himself the chosen one. That's a quote. Yep. He has said only Jesus is better than him. He has called himself the savior of America. So here we are.
Yep.
Those are my 15 points. I think they're pretty good. But now we're going to talk about one that has Reddit all like, I don't know, excited.
Excited. Okay. All right. What is it?
It is his ear.
Okay.
Now, there are some Bible verses that hold up. Those were the Bible verses that hold up my point. Now, let's talk about his fucking ear. This is in the Bible too. In the verse, Revelations chapter 13, verse 3, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. So one of his heads refers to one of the 7 satanic kings throughout history. The Antichrist is not one of these heads, but he is the 8th king. There is a common misconception, because the Bible reads like it was written by somebody intensely medically stupid, that the Antichrist will be killed and brought back to life. But that's not the meaning of this verse, because only God can do a resurrection, Satan cannot. Mm-hmm. So, one of the following passages says it is merely an image of the beast that is given life. It means the image of the beast is not the same as the beast itself. Like God alone brings life. So according to the Bible, the wound being miraculously healed is not a literal sort of thing, only that it will appear to be healed and appear to be a miracle. It will be appearing that Trump was saved by the hand of God, when in fact it was just chance and luck and the shooter letting us all down. Revelations goes on to say that the 8th king is the accumulation of the previous 7 kings. The 8th king then becomes the ultimate representation of Satan on the earth. Uh-huh. The previous king... so the kings, actually are people. Napoleon, Nero, Alexander the Great were all considered kings.
So it's a series of antichrists.
Yes.
And then the 8th one is sort of the accumulation of them all.
Of all their work.
Okay.
The uniting of their kingdoms.
Hopefully, is this the last one? Because can we not have any more after this?
If we defeat him, then we will.
Okay.
So one of them did have a fatal head wound, one of these kings. Self-inflicted. That'd be Hitler.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Hitler was the 7th king. He shot himself in the head. Trump is the 8th king, who will most resemble the 7th, according to the Bible.
And he got over the shot in the head thing.
He seemed to be miraculously saved. So that is the symbolic healing of the fatal wound.
Right, so he like the Avatar, there's a whole bunch of avatars.
Yeah, he's like the Avatar of garbage.
But your accumulation of all the previous avatars as well.
Yes.
And he got over the whole head wound thing.
Yes.
Oh, dang.
Well, they were there to pave the way for the Antichrist. They had to, like when you tenderize meat before you cook it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? It's all part of the plan. So it is, so Trump is the 8th king and will most resemble the 7th, according to the Bible. It is a symbolic fulfillment of Revelation chapter 13:3 about the head wound. Uh-huh. One of Trump's pizza commercials from the early 2000s started with an Alexander the Great, Napoleon, and Trump are all cut from the same cloth. That's a quote.
Whoa. Yeah,
both Alexander and Napoleon are considered part of the 7 kings. Here's some just weird shit for fun. The attempted shooter was named Thomas Matthew Crooks.
Okay.
Both Thomas and Matthew were disciples of Jesus. The shooter was from a town called Bethel. Uh-huh. And Bethel means house of God.
Okay.
I just thought that was creepy.
Are we just Charlie with the string now? You know?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny with the board and the red string.
Yeah, okay.
So is Trump indeed the Antichrist? Well, I don't fucking know. I just know this was interesting. The Bible is vague and old, but it doesn't matter because Trump is evil. Child rapists are evil, and I will never shut up about that. A father wanted to touch his daughter sexually is evil. Uh-huh. A man who rapes a woman is evil. A man who lies and cheats and is so vile doesn't need to be a supernatural figure for us to know he's bad news.
Right.
But I will leave you with this. Woe to those who refuse sound doctrine and have not received the love of the truth. That is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 1.
Okay.
I don't know.
Amen.
I thought that's a fucking cool quote.
Yeah.
That Bible verse goes hard.
Yeah.
Truth is important, and Trump and the truth are strangers.
That's true, yeah.
So, look, and you may be saying, but Lillian, I don't care. Fucking care. This man cannot be allowed.
Just register to vote, at least, you know.
Register to vote. I'll have some links on this podcast with resources for you to register to vote and to check your registration if you live in a red state.
Yes.
Very important. We did that. We're still registered. Good times.
Yeah.
So register to vote. You still have time, and vote. And don't just vote for these national elections. Vote for everything you fucking can.
Yeah.
Get them out.
Yep.
And don't vote for RFK.
Don't do that.
Don't.
It's stupid.
Remember when he talks like he swallowed a bullfrog? He is obsessed with roadkill.
And, like, that's not anti-establishment. He is literally a Kennedy. Like, how more establishment can you be?
You can't be any more establishment. Look, right now, the best chance we have at our country not falling apart is Kamala Harris. I don't like a lot of her policy, but you know what? Maybe it's just suck it up. Tim Walz is cool as shit, though.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it. We don't need to preach.
I'm not going to preach y'all no more. I know you're good babies who listen. Oh, by the way, if you were one of the people who sent me the death threats, have fun trying to rape my corpse when you go to jail, because I send all of those to the Department of Homeland Security, for it is a federal crime. I'm just saying, you are free to send them to me, just as I'm free to report you for it.
Yeah.
Not because I'm scared, but because I want you to have a bad day.
Yeah.
Because if you come to my house, they have castle law here in Arkansas.
It's true.
That means I will kill you with a machete.
It's true.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about fun stuff, like business time.
Business time.
Okay, so you're going to want to join our Patreon. I just did an episode on the Queen of Scientology being missing, Shelley McCabbage. Miscavige. Sorry, I said it wrong. I said Miss Cabbage. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Miss Cabbage.
Well, she's missing. She hasn't been seen since 2007, and I really go into it. Maris, what do you think happened to her?
She did.
She did. Anyway, that's on our Patreon right now. That's our latest episode. Uploaded it yesterday. There are over, at this point, over 600 hours of content on our Patreon. And you are missing out. And our tiers are cheap. So just hook yourself up. In addition, we do another podcast, don't we, Merris?
Reality, where the host is me, Merris.
That's
and
right.
Lillian over there. And I just talk about stuff I watch.
You like reality television.
Yeah.
We just like a good tea theme.
Yeah, everything is drinkable.
I mean...
There's drinks for your ears.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're listening right now on YouTube, you know what helps us out? You give us a thumbs up. You give us a like. Well, that's the same thing. Hit the notification bell, subscribe, comment. You can even say, I love Trump, like a dumbass.
You can, it's a free country. If you think this whole episode is BS, I don't care.
No, because I made it.
Yeah.
And I knew people wouldn't like it, and I didn't care then. I don't care. And I don't care now.
I don't care.
Yeah, but I will be doing, because I've had people who said they actually really enjoyed the last episode.
Okay,
on Trump.
I mean, for everybody, things that they hate, there might be somebody who likes it.
There's at least 10 times more people who like it.
Okay.
To be fair. We've always been a left-leaning podcast, a progressive podcast.
We only go lefter as we're older.
Oh, I'm going so hard left, I'm off the earth.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm an anarchist, and I just want to burn it down.
Yeah.
But... if you are interested in history, I will be doing a Merris Monday, a horrible history on Trump 2-parter, probably in December.
Okay.
Because I don't want to talk about him anymore.
Yeah.
For a while. But yeah, other than that, wow. On our regular podcast, Cruelty, which you're on, but on the true crime portion, we're doing, the theme is double lives, which I find super interesting. And it kind of was a cool narrative flow from stalker, catfish to double lives. It kind of flowed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway, if all you can do to support this podcast is listen, thank you very much. Yeah. It is good enough for me. And thank you all for the lovely comments. Another thing I'd like you to do for me, please, is to join our Discord. And you may think, Lillian, no. I don't care. Get in there. Number one, I've been banned from Facebook, so I need memes. And now Discord and Twitter's the only place to get memes.
Yeah.
Help me out. Also, show me what you had for dinner. I want to see your pets. I want to see your cute little faces. So come play on Discord. And get yourself some merch, too. Because it's nice. And it supports this podcast. And it's free advertising. And we enjoy that. Yeah. Anyway, all of those links to all of that stuff is under our little link tree for Cruel Tree.
Cool Tree.
Cruel Tea. So click on it.
Also known as Cruel... Oh, no. I messed
Shut
up.
your mouth. And you can, go to all the links there. Don't be scared. It's just where we keep them all.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I got. So goodbye.
Bye.
us on your social media platform of choice. Linktree/cruelty has all of the links. Check out our Patreon for exclusive episodes, merch, ad-free episodes, live ghost hunts, and much more. Please be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded weekly. Thank you so much. See you next time. Music and production by Libby.